Hello, my name is Gertrude, and welcome to another episode of the Tech Girl podcast. Today's episode is about resilience, reinvention, and what it takes to build life and a career on your own terms. My guest is Dr. Syreeta. She is an award-winning project manager, an author, AI advocate, entrepreneur, and an all-rounded person. In this conversation, she shares her journey from Delaware to Dubai, from corporate leadership to entrepreneurship, from being questioned, underestimated, and testing to becoming a global voice in women in tech and project management. In this conversation, we talk about resilience in hostile environments, why project management is really life management, and how she uses AI and automation to scale her work, and why community is not optional but essential. This is a conversation about staying authentic, learning constantly, and building your own table when no one gives you a seat. Let's get into it. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Tech Girl podcast, the diversity dividend theme on this season. I am so excited about today's guest, and this is Syreeta Bond, Dr. Syreeta Bond, who is a motivational speaker, award-winning global project management expert, PMP and Scrum Plus WPS certified. We will find out what that means. Award-winning published author, AI advocate, and professional bad bitch.
Yes.
Dr. Syreeta, welcome to the Tech Girl podcast.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I am so excited.
Oh, me too. I mean, I've been looking on your LinkedIn and everywhere else where you're found on the web, and I was just pretty excited and I would say admirable of just how authentic you come off. I mean, what I saw and what I see now is like, yeah, I kind of could see that. First, let's just start with the bad bitch. What's that about? Because there's a book as well. So let's start there.
Yes, yes. So I have my I wrote a book. Well, actually I wrote
Hmm.
two books.
Okay.
But my most recent work is Unleash Your Inner Bad Bitch, and it's a project management guide, how you use those skills to create like work-life management queendom. And it's called Unleash Your Inner Bad Bitch because bad bitch is an acronym.
Hmm.
Brave, ambitious, determined, bold, intelligent, talented, creative, and heroic. So I'm changing the narrative on that because everything I've been through in my life and in that work and just like being a career mom and all of that, like you gotta be a badass bitch to do that. So that's why I picked that title. And I say professional bad bitch because I'm still like I work, I'm still a project manager and everything like that. So I just incorporate it
Yes.
too. So that's my whole persona.
Awesome. And so you do incorporate your professional and your personal
Mhm.
life together to make this sort of queendom. I
Yes.
really like that. I
Thank you.
do. Let's just say I listened to a few interviews that you had done. So a lot of my questions will also be piggybanked from your previous conversations and what I have seen online. You have previously mentioned living outside the US and many other places in the US.
Yes.
What would you say about being resilient and adapting to change, especially when you move abroad? And the backstory to that, if you
Yes.
will.
Oh, sure. I don't mind sharing. And this is in my book too. Let me just plug that in.
Yes.
But so I'm originally from Delaware, or states in the United States. Small little, small, tiny, tiny little state. But I moved around quite a bit. So I moved to Atlanta. I had a stint in California. I went back to Atlanta, and then I moved to Dubai. So that was extremely life changing. I would just say that because it's a totally different, like, just culture. And I didn't know what I was getting into. I knew of it because I did go to visit before I actually moved there. Um,
Hmm.
But once I got there and started working and getting to know people and everything like that, that's when I just feel like I was extremely tested
Yeah.
every single day. It was very, very difficult to navigate that change in culture. As a Black woman, as an Afro Latina, in American, as a thick girl, as a big girl, it was just like I was bombarded with all kinds of just like weird questions and basically insulted like every single day. So that was hard, but because I'm a bad bitch, so and I'm resilient, so I still fought through and kept my eye on the prize, like my goal and what my focus was for being there, because I wanted to absorb all of the international business and what could I learn and how can I navigate these different cultures and different complexities as far as being abroad and being an American and being vocal and extroverted and things like that. And you have to really get used to how other people operate and how their culture is. And you got to respect it too. It's like they respect
Mhm.
mine, but I got to respect yours. So it was just, very, very challenging. I was there for almost 3 years.
Wow.
Will I go back? Nope. I'm good. But I don't regret that at all, no matter all the bad things, because so much good came out of it as well. Like I said, I learned so much. That's where I started my doctoral study, because the international project space is very complex, and I feel like that education is needed in the project management space. But it was very hard, fighting through that. I tell people the conversations that I had, or the arguments I got into, or the questions I was asked, and they were like, I would have got kicked out of the country. And I'm like, well, you're there for a goal. You can't let anybody's opinions or negativity interfere with what you have planned. You got to stay focused, stay resilient, and stay strong. So that's what I learned about that. But it was like a beautiful struggle. I would never forget it ever,
Yeah. Yeah.
ever. But it was amazing though. It was an amazing time, and oh my god, and the weather. Oh, that was hot. That was hot.
Oh my God. Yeah. I can imagine that it was very different living there. And it's always not easy to understand the difference between visiting a place and living in a place for people that haven't done that.
Yes.
And just how resilience becomes second to nature. And that's something that also plays out in the workplace, at
Hmm.
home, and just general adulthood.
Hmm.
How have you navigated being resilient? And you
Honestly,
do mentor people about that subject.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
because as Black women, period, we are, it's in our DNA. Like scientifically, it is in our DNA, the resilience, because we just looking at our ancestors, we've always went through something. There's always something. It's always something challenging us, like obstacles and at home and just like throughout history. I don't know why, but it's just always been like that. So that's like incorporated in our DNA, and it should kick in. Just like when I became a mom, Mama Bear kicked right on in. So when you're in these like crazy situations or very toxic or very negative situations, your resiliency automatically kicks in. Like in my opinion, that like it's just in you. It's just in you to, be strong and, to just navigate that and be fluid and adapt to wherever you are. And that's what just makes us like strong, like women, period. It's just a beautiful thing. Um, it sucks that it has to be that way, but let's just be real. That's how it is. And yeah, we
Yes.
we have that resiliency in us, no matter what. No matter what we're going through, we're gonna be able to handle it.
Do you have any tips on how to tap into that? Because sometimes you don't really feel it.
Yes. Yes. Oh yeah, yeah. Like, okay. I would just say the main thing, and honestly, it really depends on the situation, right? So say, for example, for me, whenever I was like insulted in some way, and I would just give an example. When I say insulted, like I took it to like heart. Like, yes, I came home and cried and all that. But the what saved me the most was meditation.
Okay.
Meditation saved me while I was staying in Dubai. I
Mm,
meditated every single day
mm,
because the pressure and the circumstances, and I was called or asked why I was fat every single day.
oh,
Strangers, people I knew, whatever. But most
oh,
of the time, it was strangers. Just people
mm-hmm.
just walk up to me. Why are you so fat? I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my
Like, this is what y'all
God.
do? So,
Yeah.
so, yes, I used to be like, oh, this is bullshit. I can't wait to get out of here. Um, but I meditated because
Mm-hmm.
I needed to release whatever I was feeling out of me every day. And I did really long meditations, guided
Mm-hmm.
ones where they would tell you like clear your mind, do this, do that, soft music, everything. Like it was a whole ritual. And that I think is really needed for us. If you're not into meditation, please get into it because you need a way to release that anger and release the resentment that you have from the day. All the
Mm-hmm.
negativity that you had that day, you need to be able to release it. And it's like breath work and things like that. Like that's honestly what saved me. So that's one pro tip. But also another one is, of course, everyone says this, but to take care of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
but on another level. So
Yeah.
yeah, like finding your outlet. Like now my outlet is working out, which is unheard of because I used to run back in the day, but this is like when I was like 18. Like, girl, I was in shape then. I thought I was fat then, but I wasn't. Um,
Mm,
I can't run now. I ain't got it in me. The knees,
mm.
they're gone. But but I like working out though, working out and
Yeah.
weightlifting and things like that. So that is my outlet now because my job is like crazy stressful. It's very very high pressure, and just project management in general is like that. So you need another
Mm-hmm.
outlet. But your massage days, your time alone. I love listening to music. I listen
Mm-hmm.
to music all day long. Um, and, those are just things that keep me calm. And I'm talking not like music, like a whole bunch of like gangster music, even though that is necessary sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I love me some good trap, like ATL trap music. Like that's just like, But
Especially in the gym.
yes, that vibe. Oh my God, just put on some, and then Beyonce, of course. When I feel like I need to be in queen mode, Beyonce all day, or
Yeah.
Megan Thee Stallion, anybody like Cardi B, like all of them. But I listen to focus music when I'm at work.
Yeah.
Yes, like instrumentals and things like that. Stuff that like it does work. Like those sounds,
Mm-hmm.
green noise, white noise, red noise, there's all kinds of noise, pink noise. It's all triggering for your brain
Yeah.
focus, to concentrate, and just to be, like calm. And that way, you're not just like always reactive too. So those are my definitely my pro tips. It's simple, but
Amazing. Yeah.
saved me. Trust.
Awesome. Definitely taking note. I mean, I am surprised that you said working out and all these sort of everyday life situations because you are doing a lot. When I looked at the many things that you're doing, I was like, oh my God, do we have the same 24 hours? And and it's just made me wonder like you combine different skills, different industries. I mean, tapping into creativity, strategy, global execution, advocacy. How have all the different skills shaped your everyday use of working in tech?
Yeah. Tech.
Yes.
Technology helps me, girl. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Because I do do a
Also,
lot.
point out because there's edgy opulence, you
Yeah.
have the lipstick collection, you have your own brand, being an entrepreneur, and then you're an author because that also requires some work. You're a published author, but I guess still there's promotion and distribution and those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Just please.
See, that's the beauty of it. Okay, so when I first my very very first business was Lipstick Killers Collection, which is the fashion brand, which is still going on to this day. Thank God. Thank God. It's been molded and pivoted to a very automated process. So I don't really have to worry
Amazing.
about it. Thank God. Like orders come in. I have like the only thing, okay, it's not all the way automated. Let me be real. It's not all the way automated, but as far as like posts and stuff like that, like everything is kind of like scheduled out. And then I just do like different projects here and there. I mean, like schedule like photo shoots and things like that. I have to do my inventory and then I have to do my taxes, but I have companies that handle most of that stuff. So the key there is just to automate and to try to make the whole process easier for you. Back when I first started my fashion business and I was actually sewing and doing everything, oh, I didn't have anything else besides work. It was just the fashion business and then work. I didn't, I wasn't a mom. I wasn't doing this. I wasn't doing that. So now, and it's just funny, as I got older, I've grown into more, doing more things. But I'm a serial multitasker. I can't help it. So I can do like 8 things at the same time. Um, but so I automate with the fashion business. Now, when it comes down to the book and everything, yes, I did take time to write it out. But at the same time, okay, I wasn't really worried about the fashion business. Everything was being done as it needed to be. I wasn't doing a lot of things extra with that as far as events and things like that. So when I was writing for about a year straight, and then I edited for a year straight. So that time was focused on that. But so that now that we're here and everything is like out, right? And I have the brand and professional bad bitch and the podcast and all that. So now my time is really automated on another level with AI. So I do a lot of automation through like emails. Like I don't write out like full on email campaigns. I give my key points. I format it a certain way and then I say, okay, AI, send this out. I still do edits, of course, with videos. I still have to go to the studio and record and things like that. But I just have everything set on a very good schedule. Thank God, like with my daughter, her daycare is, it's just a normal thing. You
Yeah.
with the things that are normal, you work around that. And I just use my technology all the time. I use my technology all the time. I have like 6 different calendars. They're all on one calendar. So that way I
Amazing.
know where my gaps are. I block out very specific times throughout the day. I block out my commute. I block out my studio time. I block out my complete work schedule. That's why I've had this pocket of time for today. I was like, I could do this time or this time, and that's it.
Mm.
Because even you have to be super duper organized. Um, and and then also like another form of self-care honestly is the endless scroll because I love scrolling and I have to respond to my comments and I have to look at my DMs and posting, but posting is automated too. I can just
Yeah.
go ahead and be like, okay, AI, I need you to go ahead and post at this particular time 4 weeks straight. And I have the post already laid out. So it's all about like using the tech that we have. There's so many apps. There's so many versions of AI. There's so many creative things that you can do that is like very, very quick. It doesn't take a lot of time. And if you just knock that out, like maybe set aside like a 2 to 4 hour block where you just knocking out everything, then you can go about the rest of your day because you really don't have to worry about it. You just go ahead and check in on it every now and then. So, yeah, like that's how I maneuver and do all of that. It is a
Awesome.
lot, though. It is a lot. Yeah.
It is, but also it sounds like project management then is not just a job for you. It's like your way of life when you explain how
Yes.
you time block and how you manage everything. Sounds
Yes.
like you project manage your life as well.
Yes.
Do you offer those services to other people too?
Yes. Well, sort of. But you know what? I I love project management, and yes, it is every part of my life. This is how I'm able to do everything I do because of the organization and the skills that you get from project management. Project management is life. It's in every part of your life. Like you are a project manager with your podcast and everything. Your planning, your schedules, your interviews, things like that. Like everything is project management, and it's across any industry. So I do. like that's why I always speak about it, and I do like speaking engagements and I talk about it on my website. And I love giving out free resources when it comes
Yes.
down to actually like consulting and things like that. I leave the consulting side of it for businesses, because I feel like as people, I just want to give you the game. I just want to give you resources. I want to share all the knowledge I have, so you
Yeah.
don't have to struggle the way I struggle to figure all this out. Like I love to like give to people. I like love to give it like, oh girl, you can go ahead and do this and this and this. Like anytime I go to a networking event, somebody tells me something, I'm like, well, you could do this, this, and this. And they're like, oh my God. Like it's free game. Like I don't gatekeep, share. I share.
You really do.
Yes, like I that's a part of helping people. That's why I say I always fight for my community, because it's hard out here for us, and I feel like sharing is the main point. So if you needed like help
Exactly.
with your schedule or anything, girl, I got you. I'll be like, oh, well, you can move this around, do this, do that, and do that. Boom. It's easy. Like it's easy to me. So I wouldn't, like I'd be like, yes, I can help you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. You did mention underrepresented communities and people. Before we get to people, you have worked on global strategies in and
Mhm.
around that. What are some of the risks that you see for, let's say, industries like tech, right? When they overlook underrepresented regions like Africa or
Yeah.
Asia or Latin America? What do we see with that?
Well, on the global space, it's it really like it kind of there's many variables when you're working in the global space. That's why like so many projects are super complex. There's a lack of knowledge of the countries that you are working with. That's the main issue in tech and construction and pretty much any industry. When you're doing international work or global work, those type of projects, you have to be cognizant of everything that's going on in that region, because
Yeah.
it makes a difference. It makes a difference with the project that you're working on. So I did like construction esque projects over there, but also like services and things like that while I was in Dubai. It was a lot of Africa, a lot of Middle Eastern. Of course, there are so many variables working with those regions in those countries that you have to be cognizant of. Also with the Asia region too, design elements and uh, the government regulations, things like that, compliance and stuff like that, like the import and exports. Like these are key pieces of global strategy and knowledge that you need to have before you even start anything, because you need to be prepared for when things go wrong. You have to be prepared for how you're going to handle it, but how you're going to handle it on that level, on in that region, because there's different ways to navigate it. And then also even with people, certain people work a certain way. Some are very nonchalant, and some are just like go go go. Some are super focused. Some don't mind a delay. A schedule is not really. They're like, okay, well, we're here for quality. But some are just like, this is the schedule, this is the budget, you cannot break it. So it's just navigating all of those conversations with the different people, with the different cultures, but also knowing all the ins and outs of specific regions. That will put you ahead of the game. And that's why when I had came back from Dubai and went into another role, I went from one extreme to another. I moved from Dubai to LA. So I was like, okay, I was in the Middle East and now I'm in LA. And then I moved during the pandemic. And then it was like all the protests. So I was just like, oh my gosh. The whole United States was going down in flames. And I was there in LA of all places, seeing it live. So I was like,
Wow.
wow, this is insane. But having that international knowledge is what set me apart when I had took the role over there as like a global campaigns manager. So they was like, "Oh, you know about this and this and this." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I used to work in that region. I know all the regions, honestly." So that's kind of like made it easier for me to like just work in that role and not really have any issues because I was already aware of all the knowledge that you needed and all the like stipulations, the nuances that come with specific international strategies. I knew that. So that's what
Mm-hmm.
like it really helps you to know how the other countries navigate as far as projects. So and that's across the board. But you know, tech, construction, anything. Yeah, it's really going to help you to know that knowledge.
Definitely. And I also hear sort of an echo of adaptability and
Hmm.
knowing how to pretty much just talk to people, and something that I've heard you previously talk about in and around the lines of advocating for yourself. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, so yeah, that's really nice to hear you bring it up.
yeah.
And on that note as well, so this season, the focus is on the diversity dividend, and I'm just curious to know from your perspective, where do you see the diversity dividend play out most clearly? You've
Mhm.
talked about using AI a lot,
Mhm.
so in user adoption, for instance, or is it in innovation or team performance? Where does it play out the most clearly?
From a diversity perspective.
Yes. Or user adoption, you know.
Mhm. Well, the thing is, I feel like AI still has a lot of work to do, which is why I'm always doing something. Girl, I'm in school too now. Like
Oh
I'm
my
crazy. I'm nuts. Um, so I'm taking a AI ML course. God,
amazing.
kill me now.
No, congratulations.
Yeah,
That's
thank you.
amazing.
And I'm almost done. Praise the Lord, because it's way more difficult than I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
But that knowledge is also necessary
Yes.
because AI it still needs help. It's still
Mm-hmm.
learning. So I'm starting to use like LLMs, like large language models, and the course I'm in now, the module that we're in now, is talking about neural engines, and I didn't know how deep AI actually went. But you need to know that backhead, like that background knowledge, because
Mm-hmm.
you'll see where the gaps are in how like when you're using AI now.
Yeah.
You see why there are gaps because it is constantly learning and you have to train it. You really
Mm-hmm.
have to train AI so that way it can be the best for you. And I'm learning all of that now, and I'm like, holy moly, this stuff really needs a lot of work. So the diversity element in it it's like it's there. It's there.
Mm-hmm.
We are there. We as diverse people can train it to recognize the gaps and the issues and the biases and things like that. And it's just like a great opportunity to dig deep into AI now if you wanted to,
Yeah.
if you wanted to
Yeah.
learn it. Because, but you have to learn the back end piece of it so that way you can make it the way it's supposed to be. And that can kind of go either way too. That can go either way. It could be negative and it can be positive, but I
Mm-hmm.
feel like if we have the right people involved in it and training it and building things and building models, building LLMs, creating processes and just like constantly training and training and training AI, all the good people, it's going to do nothing but good work. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so it's a long road ahead, honestly. And of course, the businesses are all over it. You know, all the major companies are like
Yes.
on it because they want to make it more productive for their teams and create
Mm-hmm.
agents and, you know, like, let's just see how we can make this process better, which is the other side of it, too. We have the
Yeah.
personal side for our personal benefit, but we also
Mm-hmm.
have the business side, too. Businesses want
Exactly.
it to be production efficiency. How are we going to make this process better? How are we going to make the user experience better? Because it's everywhere. If you do not
Exactly.
know, it is everywhere. AI is used for everything, and machine learning and things like that. So, from the business side, I feel like yes, it is changing the workforce, uh,
Mm-hmm.
especially with agents. Oh my gosh. Because an
Yeah.
agent is me and you. We
Mm-hmm.
can create our own agent. I can create a duplicate. I haven't even done it yet, and I need to. I need to create another Dr. Syreeta B. I just haven't built it yet because it has to be perfect. It has to be me.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
not trained to be my voice yet. It hasn't got my voice down quite yet. But I need one.
Mm.
But yeah, but it gives us an opportunity as people to do the
Yes.
things that AI can't do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. AI is for not necessarily remedial tasks, but let's just be real. It's for the things that we don't want to do. It could knock
Exactly.
that out. So
Yeah.
what did that leave us? Strategy, critical thinking, um,
Creativity.
creativity, spirit, soul.
Mm. Yes.
Putting the empathy as a
Mm-hmm.
human thought.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it leaves us. So
Exactly.
it's just it's an amazing time to be in tech right now, honestly. Like the opportunities are there. You really just have to sift through and see where you can fit in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I like that you mentioned that you're studying now as well, because something that I've really been passionate about lately is, of course, AI adoption, reskilling, and upskilling for especially women and people of diverse minority backgrounds.
Mhm.
And a lot of people just stop at being afraid, or maybe it's a bit too late. How
Mhm.
do I just pivot? Um, Looking at you, you have done a lot of different types of roles, different types of skills that you use. Still, you are learning. I mean, you're a whole doctor, and still, and still, you're taking that step. So, what would you say to that person that's a little bit apprehensive about upskilling or reskilling?
Well, the thing is yeah, well, for one, you always have to have always learning mindset. You always you can't.
Mm-hmm.
There were so many years that I was just complacent and not doing anything, and then wondering why I didn't go nowhere. Like you got to always be in that learning mindset. It
Mm-hmm.
takes time to learn project management. It takes time to study and get the PMP too. That test is no joke, honey. It takes time to become a doctor. But it opens your mind to wow, what else? What else can I learn? And I feel like if someone is kind of apprehensive about it, what is the root cause on why you're apprehensive about it? Like, what's holding you back? And a lot of people, the number one reason that a lot of people tell me, "Oh, I can't do that," and I'm like, "Why?" They're like, "I don't have the time," and I'm just like, "What you mean you don't got the
Yeah.
time? God, I got the time. You don't have the time." So really dig deep and
Yeah.
see what is truly holding you back, and or is it the fear of failing is not failing, it's another opportunity, it's a learning point, it's what you learn from it. um but also I feel like pushing yourself is another thing. Like push yourself to that next level, push yourself and challenge yourself. Honestly, it keeps you active and it keeps you motivated, to see how far you can go.
Yeah.
um and if like even like a friend of mine, she didn't pass her PMP the first time, she didn't pass it the second time, and I was like, are you going to take it one more time? She's like, okay, I guess. And I'm like, do it, because for one, three times a charm. So
Yeah.
cliche.
Yeah.
Three times a charm. And two, girl, you can't mess up. Like now you gotta get it because you already know what the questions are. You know what they're looking for. And if you look at why, like the sections where you failed, that's the areas that you need to focus on. Um, like there's still a possibility for you to learn, and there's still a possibility for you to pass. You don't give up. You don't give up ever. So I know, a lot of people are hesitant for learning something new. And like I said,
Yeah.
when I with the AI ML class I have now, it is hard. Like sometimes I'm looking at the lectures and I'm like, what is he even talking about? I have no idea.
Mm,
And then, but I
mm.
go to take the quiz and then I pass and I'm like, oh, never mind. I do know what I'm doing. Like I do know this. Oh, it does make sense. So you never know. You never know. Test yourself, challenge yourself. Do not be scared, but
Mm,
always learning. That's how you stay ahead of the game. If you want to chill and just like stay where you at, because I know a lot of people that like, I'm good.
yeah.
I'm like, okay. You just want to go ahead
Hmm.
and do that, then go ahead, you be good. I'm never,
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm never satisfied, but I'm always looking for that next level.
Yes.
So I'm just
And
like, okay, go ahead. You stay over there. We need people to stay there.
mhm, mhm.
You want to stay there, stay there. It's all good. We need you too. However,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
gonna move up, do it, baby. You can
Yes.
do it. You can do it. I think
Yeah.
people really need to start like just believing in yourself and having that fear. And don't tell nobody. Don't tell
Hmm.
nobody. The people
Okay.
always tell you you can't do something.
That
It's
is
because they
true.
can't do it. It's because they can't do it.
Yes.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah,
Do it for yourself.
that's yeah, that's really good advice because a lot of people, it is fear. It is feeling like, oh my God, I might fail, and all those other things that you've mentioned, and just not giving up. But also, what I hear you echo is like when you say it's your friend, um, sounds like community is a good thing, right? But how do you find that supportive community that will be like, not the ones that will tell you you can't do it, but the
Yeah.
ones that will cheer you on, but also give you proper constructive criticism?
Yes, yes. I'm a part of a few communities, my goodness, but but the main one that is like more, I guess, resonates so much is the Women in Project Management community.
Yeah.
It is the best. When I tell you, it's women from all over the world that going through the exact same thing. And you can get any question answered. You can get motivated. If you say, like, if you pose a question like in the community page, and they're like, "What did I do wrong here? This is where you made a mistake, but this is how you can go ahead and bounce back." Like, it's just everybody is like 1,000% real, um, because and it's like we don't know each other. But we have the annual conference every year and things like that. And then it's just like, oh my God, I finally see you in person. Yay. And it's like at the end of the conference, we're all sisters. Like we're all like besties.
Awesome.
But online, like, yes. And it's constant motivation, constant support. If you have and that's the message that I have too, to people that I speak to and that follow me and things like that, and listen to my talks and my videos and stuff. And I just let them know, like, you have somebody that is completely relatable to you. Like I've been there. I know exactly what you're going through, and you can always talk to me about anything that you're going through, because more than likely I've been through it myself. And you just need that support there. You it's hard to speak to someone that has no experience on being a black woman in tech if they're not a black
Mm-hmm.
woman in tech. What are you gonna tell me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, when was the last time you went through some bullshit? Like, relax. So it's like you can't really help me. But when you find that group and they're like,
Yes.
girl, let me tell you what I did, or let me tell you what happened. I'm like, oh my God, I went through the same thing. It's like it's there. You need support of people that look like you.
Yes.
Like, yeah, let's keep it real. You need support of people that look like you.
Mm-hmm.
So the communities are out there though. You just really got to search for them for real. You have to find them. Um, and if you can't find anything that's really specific to you, then create one.
Oh,
Create one.
yes.
Create it. Yeah. That's
Make
like
your table.
Yeah, that's what like when they say they were like, "Oh, I don't need a seat at the table. I'm building it, bitch. Like, get the fuck out of here." Like, yeah, like it's like I don't need it. I don't need the table. I have tables.
Mm,
Like, I
y-
don't need a seat. I'm buying the building. What are you talking about? Like, so
wow.
like that
Wow.
mindset, like
Yes.
this is bad bitchery.
Hmm. It definitely sounds like that, and a really good community. And surprisingly and honestly, you're the first project manager that sounds very happy. I do have a few project manager friends, and they're just like, no, I feel like I'm just a babysitter. Like feels like what I do at most is babysitting grown-ups. That's the phrase I've heard, but you,
Yeah. Girl, I'm a happy person. I am bubbly most of the time, but yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I have my moments.
yeah,
Project management, the job, like I do a lot. So I just have to
yeah,
say
and I mean, you speak,
my job is very it's lit. Um
yeah.
and
And maybe if you could
it's
just
hard.
speak to the role, because not a lot of people even understand what that involves. People who know what this and that is, but like maybe the skills, the everyday kinds of tasks,
Yes.
so that it moves from being a babysitter to being,
No, not a babysitter.
nothing wrong with being a babysitter, by the way.
Not really. But I would say, okay, so what for what I do,
Mm-hmm.
for the project manager that I am, I do product launches.
Mm-hmm.
Which it is it's crazy. It's so much work. But as a project manager,
Mm-hmm.
I have to set the meetings, okay? We set the meetings, we keep
Mm-hmm.
everything organized. We make sure that we are getting everything we need from this side and giving everything and giving that information to the people that's executing the work. So
Mm-hmm.
we are managing basically two relationships, two teams, and we're
Yeah.
making sure everyone has everything they need to get things done. It has to be beautiful, it has to be on point, it has to be high quality, it has to be flawless. Any mistakes or any issues that this side has, I have to bring it to that side. They have to go ahead and fix it, work it out, make a decision, whatever. Sometimes you're involved in a decision, and then
Mm-hmm.
we give it back to that side. So it's really just managing, honestly, it's managing relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And it's staying super organized and attention to detail. It is, I'm telling you, if you don't have an attention to detail, this is probably not for you because you
Mm.
have to be able to spot things like that based off of your past projects as well. So
Mm-hmm.
if you can see something coming a mile away and they're not even thinking about it, you should bring it to that attention. So it's able to like have those tough conversations or like, hey, just as a reminder, I remember we went through this before. Did you already have a plan for that? And this
Yeah.
was the solution for what we went through, like what we did. Like this was the solution that we came up with. Would that work for you? Being
Mm-hmm.
very empathetic to everyone's like side. So really that is what project management is about, like the vague, like the high level description of it. That's what we're
Yeah.
doing, that's what we're
Yeah.
doing. And but there, of course, there's a lot that comes with that. The plans, the project plans, sometimes you have to create them, sometimes somebody else creates them, but you have to
Mm-hmm.
manage the detail in that. Remembering everything that went right, everything that went wrong, and be able to speak about that
Yeah.
like maybe a couple weeks later or maybe like 2 months later when everyone has time. You got to be able to speak about what went wrong and what went right very, very like clearly and concisely too. You got to
Yeah.
remember all the details because people want to make things better. Constant process
Exactly.
improvement in place, constant process improvement. So just like that's really what a project manager does.
Mm-hmm.
And like I love it. I do love it because I'm like, man, this is actually like I like how I just love the work that I do. And then it
Yeah.
also, stems back to also what type of work are you doing. There's project managers that are totally in the background. You don't see them. They're the superheroes without a cape. Like you don't see them. You don't know that they, had any part of doing that. And then there's other people that are project managers that have like millions and billions of people that have eyes on what they worked on. So it's like how much impact you have at work. What type of project you're doing that's impactful to you, like what is it, a passion of yours. So it's just things to consider, but that's basically what a project manager does, like in a nutshell: manage relationships and manage how the whole project flows as a whole. And you do have to keep everything in line, and
Yeah.
everyone in line. You have to.
Yeah.
Like, because there are certain requirements that can't be broken, like budget, time, scope, quality, all of those things. It's very, very important. So not only are you have to managing all the relationships, making sure everybody got what they need to do something, you got to make sure everybody got what they need to do something under budget.
Mhm.
Or can you do this by this day because this is the day that it needs to be done? You know, it's yeah, it's a lot to manage, but
Oh
it's
my
awesome and
God.
it's fun. It's fun. It's fun
No,
for
you're
some.
absolutely making sound fun. It's like, oh yeah, I would like to do that.
Like, if you, there's
But
never a dull moment ever. It's always something. There's always a project.
that's
And
really
it's,
good.
so it's like, it's never, that would be, that's why it's fun, because there's never a dull moment. You're just like, okay, as soon as you end one, you're like, okay, so here's your next one. You're
Mhm.
just like, oh, can I get a break? You get one day. Okay. And then come back and then we got another one for you.
Wow. On to the next.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you seem like you're very multi-passionate, so I guess that's something that you easily navigate. Um, as we start winding up, I'm hoping you can speak to two personas,
Hmm.
and one is the multi-passionate person, because there's a lot of push to be a specialist. But what I have noticed from you, the work that you've done, I mean, in a previous interview, you mentioned that you worked, I don't know, at McDonald's or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
back to back.
like, yeah, exactly. And you're in fashion, you're in tech, you're a speaker, author, like all these amazing things. What would you say to that person that's struggling with being a multi-passionate person, but society, even themselves, are feeling like they need to specialize?
That's true, right? And I've had someone say that to me when I was trying to like redo the whole brand and everything. I had an influencer say to me, "You need to specialize in one thing. You're all over the place."
Mm,
And I was just like, "Okay." I just said, "All right. I like being all over the place." Me. That's what I do.
mhm.
Bitch, I
That's
ain't
really
listening to you.
nice.
So I was just like, all right, whatever. So, so then I said, well, everything ties into project management. There, if I need to specialize in some, I specialize in project management and a million other things. So,
Mm,
so, so I get why people are just like, no, just focus on one thing, just focus on one thing. If you are someone that focuses on multiple things, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Because
mm.
I tell you what, I look back at that influencer and I almost threw my phone. She was, she had said something like, it's okay to have multiple things going on at the same time. I was like,
Oh,
I just gasped,
oh.
clutched my pearls. I was like, oh, stole that from me. No, not necessarily stole it, but I was just like, oh, it is
Mm,
okay now. So take what other people say with a grain of salt. Do
yeah.
what makes you happy. Okay. If
Mm-hmm.
you, my thing is that, and this is like cliche to say, but whatever you really like doing, whatever is your passion, like, and they're like, well, what if I don't have a passion? I'm like, well, you like something. You
Mm,
like something. Figure out what that is.
yeah.
And if you like multiple things, see how you can make it all blend together. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I did break out my Instagram. So I do have like the Fashionable PNP, which is my book, my podcast, like everything bad bitch, right? But it does tie into Lipstick Killers Collection, the fashion brand, because um my style is, exactly what my Afro Latino style is in
Mm-hmm.
my fashion brand.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I can like go ahead and post a video there, and it makes sense, and it's the same, but they are actually quite separate as well. But like if I'm on my fashionable PNP page and I have my earrings on, girl, yes, that video I'm gonna go on there and I'm gonna put it on my Lipstick Killers page and be like, hey, and I'm wearing Lipstick Killers earrings. So
Right.
so it's like, where's the blend? Where's the blend that you can create? And if you don't see how they could probably work together, for one, holler at me because I might be able to connect it for you, or two, keep it separate. It's okay.
Mm.
It's okay.
Mm.
But I feel like you can specialize in multiple things. I
Mm-hmm.
really, yeah, like I don't, that one thing, my one thing, if I had to put it in there, that one thing is project management.
Yeah.
And it does go across everything. If you
Mm-hmm.
can find that one thing that you can incorporate in everything, then do that too.
Amazing. That's
Yeah.
really nice. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
do
she
you.
yeah, she snatched it though. I was like, how dare you?
Yeah.
I'll never forget
Oh
it.
my. Oh my. Um, what about the women, especially women of color, navigating careers and yeah, especially careers. Like, let's just focus on that track. Um, being the only, being, you know, being in an industry that's dominated by people that are not like you. What
Hmm.
would you say to that person?
Oh wow. I've been there. Um I know it's uneasy, but
Mm-hmm.
I would say stay true to yourself and do not lose yourself in this environment, because people will try to mold you into what they feel like you should be. And
Mm-hmm.
you always, always have to keep your values, your morals, your authenticity in check and within you. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's so hard when you're the only person in the room that looks like you. But then you also have to make sure that you know deep down at the crest, like of the crevice of your soul, that you belong there. You deserve to be there. And I feel like work cultures are changing to a point where it shouldn't be an issue anymore. But then you hear stories about people still going through it.
Yeah.
But I feel like people are, being more receptive and just, more welcoming and things like that. Like, and then we just got to constantly push that message out. Like, everybody should be accepted no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone deserves to be in that room. But it's
Exactly.
hard for us to be the first ones or the only
Yeah.
ones. But it's not going to be like that for long. Not going to be like that for long.
Yeah.
Because I started off as being the only, and now there's like multiple in the room, which is wonderful, which is a beautiful thing. So it's like all is not lost, but, and I know it's hard. I know it's hard to navigate that, but just stay true to yourself. Stay
Yeah.
true to yourself, baby, and keep your authenticity. I did a talk for a Women in Project Management conference, and we were talking about um, uh, you're never too much, because I'm an extrovert and I've been told I've been too much like all the time, but I'm like, well, I'll take it. Y'all, I'm always too much. Yup. And I'm not too much at the same time. So,
Yeah.
but you're never too much. You're never too much. But I was telling the girls in the room, like, okay, I know that we're in these spaces, and some people have to wear suits, business casual. Some are just casual. Like my job that I have now, surprisingly, is just like, come as you are, just do the work. We don't care.
Yeah.
You can have whatever you want on to a certain extent, but just come and do good work
Yeah.
about the
Yeah.
work. And for those corporate environments where it is like very like it's business and all that, I get it. But have a little piece of you in the uniform that you're putting on. So
Yeah.
whether it's hoops, whether it's your nails or some jewelry or a headband or something, have something that's going to remind you of who you are. So that way you never lose sight of it. And if someone says something slick to you during a meeting, you could probably just look back at that like, I'm going to be good today because, or you can read them in a professional way. Like, there's nothing like doing that too, like, calling someone out or whatever in a professional
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
But, just have something so you'd be like, okay. No, let me just
Mm.
go ahead and refocus because he got me fucked up. So it's just like,
Yeah.
but you gotta, do that. And it's personal. It's very personal for you.
It is.
Don't lose who you are, baby. For real. Like, don't let them change you or anything like that. And just know how to navigate that environment and get to know who the top people are. That's gonna fight for
Amazing.
you.
Yeah. Yes. I would love this conversation to continue, but being mindful of time, I
I,
think we should have another conversation sometime, if you do allow me, because we need to get into the book. A lot of people that listen to me are people navigating a lot of being the only, like just
Mhm.
navigating life in general. And I would like to dig deeper into the book because I only read a summary of it. And I would
Mhm.
love to read the entire book and have a lot of people around that read the book and then talk about the book, talk about leadership in technology, and navigating those spaces and just creating magic, which you have done. You give us the tools on how to do that. I would really appreciate it. But for
Yeah.
today,
Girl,
yeah,
just let me know when you want me to come out there. I'm coming.
yes, yes,
I would love to go out
yes.
there. I don't know
It
what the
would be
weather is
nice to
though.
have you.
I'm like, is it cold? I don't know. I feel like it's
Oh my God, it's usually cold. It's
that's
usually
okay
cold.
because I always have some badass boots that I haven't worn yet. So that's okay. And I love me a good hoodie and some fur. Okay,
Yeah,
girl.
yes, yes. We will have you. We need to create magic. Thank you so much for today. I will plug your website, your LinkedIn, and everything else that I can find. Is there anything that you would like to highlight about where to find you and who you are? And just, yeah, take it.
Yes, yes. Well, please follow me on Instagram. That's like the easiest way to get in touch with me. I'm on Instagram all the time. Well, not right now, but yeah. If you would hit me up on Instagram, I will get right back to you within an hour. Let me just say that within an hour. But fashionable PMP on Instagram. LinkedIn, it's LinkedIn/Syreeta Rios. Rios is my maiden name. I'm actually going back to name, praise God. Dr. Syreeta Bond is my pen name, my author name, and my previous name as well. It's a long story. Whatever. We'll get into that in another episode.
Yeah.
But yes, you can hit me up on there. And then just like other links. Like once you go onto that link, you'll see all the other links that I have. But yes, please feel free. And then drsyreetabond.com. That is my
Oh,
website. Please check it out. You can get the book on there, and all kinds of other bad bitch merch. But those are free resources as well. So yes, just please like reach out if you have a question about anything. I got you.
thank you so much. And thank you for listening to the Tech Girl podcast. Until next time, I'm your host, Gertrude. I hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. What I love the most about chatting with Dr. Syreeta is that she was so honest and candid. She reminded me that resilience is not something you're born with, but it's something that you practice. From navigating life abroad to managing multiple businesses to learning AI and machine learning, as well as a working mom, being an entrepreneur. Dr. Syreeta shows us that a full life can be fully lived and enjoyed. Most importantly, she also reminds us that success doesn't have to mean shrinking yourself. And this one hit really hard for me. You're not too much. You're allowed to be a multi-passionate person. You're allowed to evolve and you're allowed to take space. And you don't have to do it alone. If this episode encouraged you, challenged you, or reminded you of your own power, share it with someone that needs to hear it. As for me, thank you for listening and see you on the next episode. Bye.